What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Benny in the Booth podcast. Thank you all so much for your support to this point. I very much do appreciate it. I did not post the episode till today because I was in DC and I was thinking of doing it yesterday. It just did not work out to do it yesterday, so I'm doing it today. DC, I had a fun time. It's a solid ballpark. The one odd part was, while in the middle of both games, randomly pigeons were just randomly showing up in the middle of my row, and I'm just like, what is going on? I forget if I have this, no, so it's not recently deleted. And I actually have proof of this from the first game. Look at this. This was in the middle of my row in Nationals Park. Like, what is going on? But I had a fun time. Each team took one game, and oddly enough, the game where I thought I was dodging a big bullet by Patrick Corbin pitching the one game I wasn't going to. Oddly enough, Patrick Corbin pitches a great game, and the Nationals won. I got a picture with all the President's mascots there before the first game, which I kind of wanted to do for multiple reasons. One, because it's always fun to get pictures with different mascots for different teams. Also, because last time I was there, I just have to find this photo. I did the same, except last time I got one with all of them together, and this time I was not. I had to do it individually just because of how it worked out on the concourse. Plus, their Geico mascot. The Geico mascot that shows up. This is from the last time I went back in 2018. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's from 2018, and then those are just individuals. But also a big difference this time, I got a picture with the main mascot. So this was the one from me taking my own perspective, and then here's from the mascot himself taking, and then he just took one of himself randomly. That was just hilarious. I sat one game down the left field line, one game down the right field line, but I had a phenomenal time. Also, if you're going to Nationals Park, the one big part you need to see, no matter what gate you go through, you have to stop by the home plate gate, because it has a lot of historic stuff towards DC, and has a bunch of statues of Josh Gibson, Walter Johnson as well. But that is like the big area that you need to pay attention to. With Nationals Park is the home plate gate. I also, last night, because literally not only was it right by my hotel, but it was not far from Nationals Park, I stopped by Capital One Arena to take a picture outside of it. There was like security people, there was like officers there that were able to take the picture for me. I also did get some videos of stuff there. One of the coolest things, and I did not video this, during the national anthem, and I realized this is the second game, the lights above were going red, blue, and white, which is awesome to do that, and more teams should be doing that. Now, of course, honestly, it's fitting that the Nationals are the one team to do it, since they are the nation's capital team. By the way, this was the giveaway for the second game. I was not expecting to get it, especially since I ended up getting on the wrong train at first, but I got it. It's just these like Nationals sunglasses. It's honestly cool, and I plan to keep them, but was not expecting to get there in time. But the one big plus I had was I have clear, and they had a clear security line, so that was like super convenient for the trip. I got a video from the first day President's race here, and then this is for the C.J. Abrams home run from Game 1. They have like a cool whole lights thing for home runs there. I also have from the one homer from Game 2. Oh, no, wait, no. This is from Nationals winning color effect. I'm not going to put sound for this one, especially because there's like a girl screaming in the background, and I kind of do not want to get that on audio. But yeah, I had a fun time. Pretty solid ballpark. I was impressed. And who knows, I hope to go back because I have not had good luck with Kosher Stand there. And the wackiest thing happened yesterday. Today is a Wednesday with Kosher Stand. So, and this is from basically, the Kosher Stand there is based on a restaurant in DC, Char Bar, which I'm pretty sure I've had at least once before. But either way, so someone was supposed to come Wednesday. However, because he didn't have a pass on him in order to enter the stadium, They wouldn't let him go into the stadium. And so he just left. This is directly wording from the restaurant. The restaurant told someone else that told me, which is just a crazy story. I would have just allowed the guy in. Or heck, national tickets don't go for much. Like, I got great seats for like $23 on the 100 level. I was row F and row AA for like $23, and you could just get in with that. And yet, no, I don't know. It was just weird and annoying, but it could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, they had kosher Dippin' Dots, which was convenient, and I had that, which is better than nothing. But also, the second day I went out to a kosher pizza place in Silver Spring, Maryland, which was like 30-40 minutes away, called Nut House Pizza. It's actually pretty good pizza and pretty good fries. So if you're looking for a place to go to Silver Spring for pizza, Nut House Pizza, I forgot what the address it was, but actually pretty good. Check it out if you're ever in Silver Spring. And if I ever end up in Silver Spring or I end up back in DC again, I will definitely be considering that pizza place for pizza. Especially because, oddly enough, there really isn't any milk or dairy kosher places in DC. It's only Silver Spring. All the kosher places in DC, at least that I've seen from maps and stuff, is meat. So yeah, but that was a good pizza place. That was convenient, given what ended up happening that night. But yeah, that's another story for another day. But either way, I'm not just here to talk about that trip. But also, Sunday, I'm going to be going to Toronto. Well, I'm going for a wedding that week as well. Finally going to Toronto Blue Jays for the first time. I'm going to the series finale of Blue Jays Angels on Sunday, 1:37 p.m. game, and I'm excited to finally get this stadium checked off because I was actually in the CN Tower one, so I was literally neighbors to it previously, but now I finally get to go in for the first time. Last I checked, and it has not changed, the pitching matchup for that game on Sunday is Kevin Gausman against Tyler Anderson, but I am excited to finally go check off that stadium. They also have a kosher stand, which I'm excited about, and I cannot wait to finally be able to check off that stadium. It's been a long time since but for context, when I went to CN Tower, that was 2015, so that's even been a real long time. Now, I have been to Toronto since. I was there for Bar Mitzvah in 2019. It was actually supposed to go in this past year, except in late 23 for Bar Mitzvah, except me being in Israel during the war kind of blocked that from happening, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, so that's all the outside stuff. By the way, big thing that we're also going to get into, college football officially starts this week. And I'm actually going to start with that. There isn't much this week, but it officially is back. We get the first game, week 0. There are a whole bunch of other games, but the main game this week that kicks off college football is the game, I believe it's yearly game, if not almost every year. The game in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland, at Aviva Stadium. This year, it's number 10 Florida State against Georgia Tech. Florida State is a 10-point favorite. That game is going to be tomorrow at 12 p.m. on ESPN. I don't plan to watch it because it's going to be on Shabbos. But I'll probably watch the highlights afterwards. If I get something significant enough to give a recap, I'll give a recap next episode. Which I don't know when next episode's going to be because I'm going to be in Toronto through like Wednesday. And then I also have a bar mitzvah, so I'm going to have to figure things out. And I don't plan to record it or go live with it in Toronto, but we'll see. But one other thing I do want to give, since next week we officially dive into games, I'm going to give you the AP Top 25, which is the preseason Top 25. This is entering, of course, this week, and is entering next week, which is actual week 1. Ohio State is number 1, number 2, number 1 is Georgia, number 2, Ohio State, number 3 is Oregon, number 4 is Texas, number 5 is Alabama, number 6 is Ole Miss, number 7 is Notre Dame, number 8 is Penn State, number 9 is Michigan, number 10 is Florida State, number 11 Missouri, number 12 Utah, number 13 LSU, number 14 Clemson, number 15 Tennessee, number 16 Oklahoma, number 17 Oklahoma State, number 18 Kansas State, number 19 Miami, number 20 Texas A&M, number 21 Arizona, number 22 Kansas, Number 23, USC. Number 24, NC State. Number 25 is Iowa. That is the preseason top 25 rankings, and that is entering these first couple of weeks. But that will obviously change. I don't cover AP top 25 really. I'm just covering for AP preseason, so you know what the rankings are going into the first week. But really, until college football playoff rankings come out, I don't really go over rankings. I mean, I'll go over them when I'm going over recaps and schedules, but otherwise, I don't really dive into AP rankings because they do not really count for anything. Rankings don't really matter until college football playoffs rankings come out starting like week 8 or so. But anyways, college football is about to start. NFL is also right around the corner, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. And then, of course, I also have back to college soon. I'll still be doing episodes while I'm in college, but I still have to figure out what my schedule is going to be with doing it with college. As I have a very interesting schedule this year. I only have one day where I actually am in person for classes. Otherwise, I'm online classes where I just do stuff ahead of time. But we'll see what happens. Definitely still going to be episodes. I just got to figure out when I'm going to do it. But I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, let's dive into this recap. So going back to August 14th, Guardians beat the Cubs 6-1. Alex Cobb's first start at Progressive Field since... I think supposed to be complete game shutout. 5 hits on August 18th, 2018 with the Baltimore Orioles. He went 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts in the Guardians' win. Reds beat the Cardinals 9-2. TJ Friedl is second Reds player since 1901 with a multi-homer game on his birthday, joining Barry Larkin on April 28th, 1994. Astros beat the Rays 2-1 in 10 innings. First Astros win with 2 hits since September 5th, 2017, and first time ever in Astros history that it was done in extra innings. Mets beat the A's 9-1. Francisco Lindor's solo home run in the third is his 100th homer with the Mets. Yankees beat the White Sox 10-2 with solo home run in the first by Juan Soto. He now has 6 home runs in a 4-game span, making him 6th Yankee to do so, joining 2007 A-Rod, 1962 Mickey Mantle, 1948 Joe DiMaggio, 1936 Tony Lazzari, and 1921 and 30 Babe Ruth. So and Judge are first pair of Yankees teammates with 30-plus homers and 100-plus walks, each within the team's first 122 games of the season. With the 3-run homer in the 8th, Aaron Judge has hit his 300th career homer in 955 games, making him fastest to reach the milestone ahead of Ralph Kiner's 1087, Ryan Howard 1093, Juan Gonzalez 1096, A-Rod 1117. Also, him doing so in 3,431 at-bats is the fewest at-bats to reach 300 career home runs, ahead of Babe Ruth 3,831, Mark McGwire 3,837, Ralph Kiner 3,883. Juan Soto's intentional walk in front of Judge is the first time an intentional walk in front of Judge has happened since August 31st, 2016 at Kansas City Royals, when Chase Headley was intentionally walked in front of Judge for a potential double play. Brewers beat the Dodgers 5-4 with Shohei Ohtani's 2 stolen bases in the second inning. He now has 35-35 season in 118 games, which is tied for second fewest games played to reach the milestone in a season, tied with 1998 A-Rod and behind 1987 Eric Davis 115. He is very close to 40-40, by the way. And that is it for August 14th. For August 15th, A's beat the Mets 7-6. Mets had 3 plate appearances of 10-plus pitches in the game, which is tied with May 13th, 2014, July 6th, 2010, and October 4th, 2009 for second most in the game in Mets history since 1988, behind only September 27th, 2003's 4. Game lasting 3 hours 45 minutes, making this the longest regular season 9-inning game under the pitch clock, passing 3:44 on April 29th, 2023. Padres-Giants in Mexico City Series Game 1, and those 2 games. Shea Langeliers getting on base 5 times, making him the first ace catcher to reach base 5 times or more in a game on multiple occasions in the same season since Haywood Sullivan in 1961. With 7 hits, 2 walks, and 2 hit-by-pitches, he is the first A to reach base safely 11 times over a 3-game series since Ryan Noda last year versus the Pirates Last ace catcher to do so is Frankie Hayes of the Philadelphia Athletics in 1941 versus the Washington Senators that now are the Minnesota Twins. Tigers beat the Mariners 2-1. 4 hits combined is tied for the fewest in Comerica Park history in a 9-inning game with August 21st, 2007. Brewers beat the Dodgers 6-4. Jackson Chourio, 20 years, 157 days old, 2-run homer in the first marks him having 15-15 season, which makes him 6th youngest player to reach 15 plus for their careers, same age or older than Andrew Jones, Adrian Beltre, Bryce Harper, Ken Griffey Jr., and Phil Cavalletto. Giants beat the Braves 6-0. Grant McCray RBI bunt single is first player to get first major league hit that way since Ezekiel Carrera on May 20th, 2011. Orioles beat the Red Sox 5-1. Zach Eflin is first Oriole to have a win in each of his first 4 appearances for the Orioles. First with all 4 being starts since Jack Hirschman in 1958. His 25 strikeouts are tied for second most by an Oriole over his first 4 appearances for a team behind Pete Richard 28 in 1967, Corbin Burns this year, Grayson Rodriguez last year, and Jason Hamill 2012. His 2.13 ERA is second lowest for Baltimore pitchers through first 4 career outings for Orioles, minimum of 20 innings pitched since Hamlin's 1.73 in 2012. And he's one of only 2 pitchers to issue only 2 walks while pitching more than 20 innings over his first 4 Orioles starts. Joining Kevin Brown also did so over 29 1/3 innings in 1995. Phillies beat the Nationals 13-3. Weston Wilson hits for the cycle, making this season first season in Major League history with multiple rookies hitting for the cycle in the same season. First cycle at Citizens Bank Park since David Bell versus the Montreal Expos/Washington Nationals on June 28, 2004. 9th cycle in Phillies history and first since JT Realmuto on June 12, 2023, where the Phillies didn't even win the game. Twins beat the Rangers 3-2. Bailey Ober, his first Twins starting pitcher, records 10 straight quality starts since Johan Santana in 2004. That's it for May 15th. For May 16th, Royals beat the Reds 7-1 with solo home run in the 4th. Bobby Wood Jr. is in the 25-25 club for a second straight season, making him 3rd Royal to do so, joining Carlos Beltran and Bo Jackson. Red Sox beat the Orioles 10-12 at 20 years, 256 days old. Jackson Holliday is 5th youngest player in Orioles/St. Louis Browns history with a 4-hit game, older than August 19th, 1952, Jay Porter, 19 years, 215 days. June 19th, 1907, Kid Butler, 18 years, 314 days. September 25th, 1957, Brooks Robinson, 20 years, 130 days. And July 24th, 1948, Dick Kokos, 20 years, 147 days. Sorry. With triples from Jackson Holliday, Jackson Chourio, and Jackson Merrill in the same day, they are the first trio of players 21 years or younger to each triple in the same day since August 27th, 1977, Jack Clark, Robin Yount, and Terry Poole. Also fitting how they all have the same first name. That's it for May 16th. For May 17th, Rays beat the Diamondbacks 6-1. Josh Lowe steal of home plate makes it now that he has a stolen base in 6 straight games, making him 2nd player in Rays history to do so since Carl Crawford, who had 9 straight games from August 28th to May 6th to, I'm assuming that's probably supposed to be 08 or through 09 or April 28th, through May 6th, 2009. Mets shut out the Marlins 4-0. Severino complete game shutout, 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, makes him 7th pitcher to throw a shutout for both Mets and Yankees, joining Kenny Rogers, Bartolo Colon, Neil Allen, David Cohn, Dwight Gooden, and Walt Terrell. First Met complete game shutout since Jacob deGrom on April 23rd, 2021 versus the Nationals. Royals beat the Reds 13-1. Darren Blanco's 2 homers, 7 RBI game is tied for 2nd most RBIs out of 9 spot in the lineup in a game since RBI official stat in 1920 behind July 3rd, 1966, Tony Cloninger. There's 9. Also is tied for 2nd most in Royals history in a game, tied with Omar Infante on September 17th, 2015 against Cleveland. Also is 14th player to do so out of 9 spot in the lineup since 1920, and 2nd Kansas City Royal to do so, joining Jerry Grote on June 3rd, 1981 versus Seattle. He also is 5th player with 7 RBI game this season, and 2nd from the 9-hole, joining Zidane Rafaela on April 27th against the Cubs. He also is 1st Kansas City Royal to hit grand slam among the 2 homer games since Lorenzo Cain on June 10th, 2017 versus the Padres. He also is first Kansas City Royal to have multi-homer game from 9 spot since Greg Zahn on September 21st, 2001 versus the White Sox. Also first Kansas City Royal to have 7 RBIs through first 3 innings of games since Raul Ibanez on July 14th, 2002 against the Angels. And Red Sox beat the Orioles 5-1 with stolen base with stealing second base in the 7th inning. Jarren Duran joins David Hamilton with having 30 stolen bases this season, which is first Red Sox duo to do so since Tris Speaker and Harry Hooper in 1910 and Harry Lord and Speaker in 1919. That is it for August 17th. For August 18th, Marlins beat the Mets 3-2, which I was at that game, which I was a whack game. I didn't even stay the entire time because I went to go see Deadpool at a certain point. In the 8-9-4-2 double play, which basically what happened was, like, it was a fly ball to center. Derek Hill makes the catch, rams into the wall, and instead of just taking 1 base on tag up, the Mets tried to take 2, but was thrown out at home plate. And that is the first such double play since 1900. Mariners beat the Pirates 10-3. Cal Raleigh's 2-homer game is the first, and his 2-run homer in the first is his 86th homer of his career in 4 seasons, which is 4th most in first 4 seasons of career for a catcher's minimum of 50% of games at catcher each season, behind Mike Piazza's 92, Rudy York 88, and Johnny Bench 87. Giants beat the A's 4-2 in 10 innings. Blake Snell now has 55 strikeouts in his last 5 starts. That's the most by a New York/San Francisco Giants pitcher in a 5-outing span since 1901, passing John Montefusco's 54 in 1975. And Tigers beat the Yankees 3-2 in 10 innings in the Little League Classic. This was Juan Soto's 900th career game. He's one of 3 players with 300-plus extra bases and 700-plus walks in his first 900 games, along with Ted Williams, Frank Thomas. First-time Tigers lineup had 6 players 24 years or younger years old since May 25th, 2016 and September 30th, 1978. Tigers won on a walk-off. First Little League Classic to end on a walk-off even. That's it for August 18th. For August 19th, Diamondbacks beat the Marlins 9-6. Adrian Del Castillo's 12 RBI to start career with grand slam homer in hometown. He is tied for 4th most in first 9 career games since 1920 with 1977 Mitchell Page 15 behind 1977 Mitchell Page 15 and 1929 Dal Alexander and 2016 Trevor Story. And with 2-run single in the 7th, he now has 14 RBIs in first 9 career games since 1920 behind 97 Page's 15. 6 RBIs in the game is tied for Arizona record for most in a game by a rookie, tied with Micah Owings on August 18, 2007. Mets beat the Orioles 4-3 with walk-off solo home run in the 9th, 22 years and 274 days old. Francisco Alvarez is the 3rd youngest player in Mets history with a walk-off homer older than September 20th, 1976, Lee Mazzilli, 21 years, 179 days, and August 14th, 1966, Ron Swoboda, 22 years, 335 days. The walk-off homer is 3rd on a 3-0 pitch and 1st since Nick Maton on this season in MLB on April 14th last year versus the San Francisco Giants. Sorry about that. And Astros beat the Orioles 5-4. Astros beat the Red Sox, not Orioles. Jarren Duran's leadoff homer on the first pitch of the game, and Yainer Diaz's walk-off solo home run marks 3rd time this season and 10th time overall game's first and last pitch go for a homer since 1998, joining June 11th this year, A's at Padres, June 5th this year, White Sox at Cubs, June 26th, 2022, Astros at Yankees, April 24th, 2022, White Sox at Twins, April 3rd, 2018, Cardinals at Brewers, April 25th, 2009, Phillies at Pirates, June 19th, 2007, Rays at Diamondbacks, July 21st, 2004, A's at Mariners, and September 13th, 1990, Astros at Reds. That is it for August 19th. For August 20th, Rockies beat the Nationals 3-1. Drew Romo's single in the 9th, which should have been a single in the air or just an error. His first major league hit, which really they botched play and should have been at least an error somewhere in there, but I don't know. Angel Chivilli pitched the 9th inning and got his first major league save, not in his major league debut, though did run into trouble in that 9th inning and was even lucky to get out of that unscathed. Guardians beat the Yankees 9-5 in 12 innings. Aaron Judge stole a home run in the first. Is his 17th first inning homer this season, which is tied for second most in the season behind 2001 A-Rod at 18 and tied with 1999 Mark McGwire. Juan Soto solo homer, but be back-to-back with Judge makes him and Judge first pair of teammates with 35 plus homers and 100 plus walks, and each within their first 100 in their team's first 126 games of a season. Judge and Soto are fifth pair of teammates with 35 plus homers and 100 plus walks in a season each, joining 2006 David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, 1961 Norm Cash and Rocky Galavito, 1949 Vern Steffens and Ted Williams, and 1927 30 and 31 Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. Also, the back-to-back homers in the fifth is the fifth time they have hit back-to-back homers this season, which is tied for second most in the Yankees history behind 2009 Johnny Damon and Mark Teixeira 6th, and tied with 2005 Gary Sheffield and A-Rod, 1936 Joe DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig, and 1927 Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. 6-run 12th leads Guardians to a win. First time Cleveland won a game, leaving 20 runners on base for the first time since 15-inning game versus the Twins win on September 17th, 2022. Blue Jays beat the Reds 10-3 with leadoff homer in fifth. George Springer now has 22 career multi-homer games out of the leadoff spot. Hit 2-run homer in the second, which is his second most behind Mookie Betts' 26. And the Angels beat the Royals 9-5. Zach Neto stole home run in the sixth, makes him 19-20 on the season, and first Angels infielder to have 19 plus homers and 22 plus stolen bases in a season. 1 homer shy of from 2020 and 3 homers shy of most homers in a single season in Angels history for an infielder by Jim Fregrosi's 22 in 1970. Tyler Anderson getting the W is the first Angels starting left-handed starter to win 10 games since Enrique Santiago in 2016. Whew. 2 more days left of notes. As it for August 20th, for August 21st, Joey Votto retired on this day, so I sadly will not be seeing him in Toronto. Mets beat the Orioles 4-3. Francisco Lindor's solo home run in the third is his 25th this season, making this season his third season with 25-25 and first shortstop to do so in MLB history. Minimum 50% games at shortstop each season. Jesse Winker walk-off solo home run in the ninth marks second time the Mets hit 2 walk-off homers in the three-game series in franchise history, joining 2010 versus San Francisco Giants, May 7th, Rod Barajas, and May 8th, Henry Blanco. Nationals beat the Rockies 6-1. 4-run third lead the Nationals to victory, which included the homer by Luis Garcia Jr. Jeff Criswell in his major league debut, 1 inning, 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 walks, 0 strikeouts. Luis Garcia Jr. now has a .349 batting average at Nationals Park, which leads qualifying batters in the National League. That does not factor Thursday's game, I don't think. I believe. Yankees beat the Guardians 8-1. Juan Soto's 2-run homer in the first marks 8 straight games with a hit, and all being Homer being first Yankee player since 1961 to do so. Last MLB player to do so, Joey Votto's 8 straight from July 24th to the 29th, 2021. Judge's 2-homer game is his 38th career multi-homer game, 4 more than any other player in his first 1,000 career games. Judge did so in 960 games. Judge and Soto now have each hit 36 homers, first Yankees duo to do so since Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in 1927, in 1930 and 1931, along with as well Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris in 1961. Nestor Cortez Jr.'s 7 scoreless innings makes him second Yankee to toss consecutive scoreless starts of at least 7 innings without allowing a walk, joining Ron Guidry in 1977. Reds beat the Blue Jays 11-7. Ellie De La Cruz steals third base and is his 60th stolen base this season, making him 5th player to achieve 2060 in a season, joining 2023 Ronald Acuña Jr., 1985, 1986, 1990 Ricky Henderson, 1986 Eric Davis, and 1973, 73, and 76 Joe Morgan. 4 of those were by Reds players. And, which, by the way, Ricky Henderson's the only one that didn't do it as a Red because he never played for the Reds. And Cardinals beat the Brewers 10-6 in 10 innings at 20 years old, 163 days. Jackson Chourio is the youngest player with 4 hit games since Juan Soto on June 29, 2018. Only others to do so that young or younger since 2014 Rougned Odor, 2012 Bryce Harper, 2020 Stellar Castro, 3 games, and 2003 Miguel Cabrera. And then as for yesterday's games, Yankees shut out the Guardians 6-0. J-Ram's steal of second base is his 30th stolen base this season, making him in the 30-30 club this season, making him first Cleveland player to do so with multiple 30-30 seasons. He is the second third baseman with multiple 30-30s, joining Howard Johnson's 3 minimum 50% games played at third base each season. This was the second time in Yankees history they allow a hit to the first batter of the game they faced in Stephen Kwan having a single, and then none the rest of the game, joining April 24th, 1943, and Braves beat the Phillies 3-2. Raisel Iglesias scoreless inning, striking out the side, making him on a 35 consecutive scoreless batters retired. Streaking his life Braves pitcher since 1961, last MLB pitcher with a streak of 35 plus. Yusmeiro Petit 46 straight from July 22nd to August 28th, 2014. Spencer Schwellenbach is first Braves rookie since 1961 to retire 19 straight in a game, joining Ron Reed on April 29th, 1968 versus the Giants, and Craig McMurtry on May 10th, 1983 versus the Montreal Expos, who are Nationals now, and June 24th, 1983 against the Reds. That is it for notes of the recap. Now for standings update going into today's games, which none of the games have started yet. Yankees in first place 74 and 53, followed by the 74 and 54 Orioles, followed by the 67 and 59 Red Sox, followed by the 64 and 62 Rays, followed by the 59 and 68 Blue Jays. In the AL Central, the Guardians in first place at 73 and 53, followed by the 71 and 56 Twins, followed by the 71 and 56 and 71 and 76 Royals, followed by the 62 and 65 Tigers, followed by the 31 and 97 White Sox. In the AL West, the Astros in first place at 68 and 58, followed by the 64 and 64 Mariners, who fired Scott Service yesterday, followed by the 59 and 69 Rangers, followed by the 54 and 73 A's and Athletics. In the NL East, the Phillies in first place at 74 and 52, followed by the 67 and 59 Braves, followed by the 66 and 61 Mets, followed by the 57 and 70 Nationals, followed by the 46 and 81 Marlins, not Phillies. In the NL Central, the Brewers in first place at 73 and 53, followed by the 62 and 64 Cardinals, followed by the 62 and 65 Cubs, followed by the 62 and 65 Reds, followed by the 59 and 67 Pirates. And in the NL West, Dodgers in first place at 76 and 52, followed by the 72 and 56 Diamondbacks, followed by the 72 and 56 Padres, followed by the 65 and 64 Giants, followed by the 47 and 80 Rockies. And as for today's schedule, Reds at the Pirates 6:40, Andrew Abbott versus Bailey Falter. Astros at Orioles at 7:05, Hunter Brown against Kate Bovich. Rockies at Yankees at 7:05, Kyle Freeland against Carlos Rodon. Angels at Blue Jays at 7:07, Jack Kachanowicz against Chris Bassett. Cubs at Marlins at 7:10, Kyle Hendricks against Max Meyer. Diamondbacks at Red Sox at 7:10, Ryan Nelson against Brian Bayo. Rangers at Guardians at 7:10, Nathan Eovaldi against Tanner Bibee. Nationals at Braves at 7:20, Mackenzie Gore against Chris Sale. Cardinals at Twins at 8:10, Andre Palante against David Festa. Phillies at Royals at 8:10, Taijuan Walker against Michael Wacha. Tigers at White Sox at 8:10, Kader Montero against Chris Flexen. Mets at Padres 9:40, Paul Blackburn against Joe Musgrove. Brewers at A's at 9:40, Aaron Zavala against JP Sears. Giants at Mariners at 10:10, Hayden Birdsong against Luis Castillo. And no, never mind. I don't know. And then Rays at Dodgers at 10:10. Tyler Anderson against Bob Miller. That is it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching this evening. If you're new on YouTube, leave a like, hit the subscribe bell, notification bell so notify when I go live and or post a new video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit the notification bell so notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will see you next week's episode 136. Bye-bye.